Hey, thanks for joining me. We're going to look at The Shield. On this Memorial Day weekend, I figured why not look at a pinnacle of Mr. Rob Liefeld's genius career with from what I understand, the one single issue of The Shield that he did for some reason. I don't know why, you tell me. He just wanted to hit all the patriotic characters. I'm pretty sure I remember hearing him say, he's like, I did Captain America, and then I told Marvel Comics to go fuck themselves, and then they fired me, and so then I went off and got the Fighting American because fuck Marvel, and then he's like, you know what, I got to do The Shield. I'm going to just hit them all. And if you know Rob Liefeld's work, I guarantee you know everything that's going to happen in this book. There's nothing surprising. It's just wash, rinse, repeat of the same moments, the same cadence, the same repetition. It's tough guys stand there and flex, close up on face, gritted teeth, punch, punch, punch. Other characters show up and stand there, and then punch, punch, no backgrounds, flex, punch, and then end with a theoretical cliffhanger that you'll never get any kind of resolution to. That's what we get. I do kind of dig the black and white cover. My buddy Latique Curry hooked me up with this one, and he told me he was going to send me a copy of The Shield, and but I wasn't expecting the black and white cover. And you know, I'm always about the black and white. This thing looks awesome. Well, anything that's an artist thing that I kind of like to see the black and white art. And yeah, no, I'm not a fan of Liefeld's work, but there is something a little bit more interesting about it. I feel like Liefeld's work would somehow, in some way that I can't begin to explain or have it make sense, that if he would just print all his stuff in black and white, for some reason it would just look better. I can't explain that. Philosophers will try to understand it. Atheists will try to explain it away. But I just don't know. The Lord has a higher understanding that I can't begin to ponder. And black and white Rob Liefeld would probably be better. So what can I say? What do I know? I don't know anything. All right, the Mighty Crusaders. I'm like, wait, what? Archie Comics? This is an Archie Comics thing? I know exactly zero about Archie Comics, except that one, it's about Archie and his little crew, and they're in high school. And two, the only other thing I know about Archie Comics is that I could not care less about any of them. I appreciate that there's people that love them, and it's their thing. And I do appreciate that they've somehow managed to stay in publication for decades. So, you know, all due respect, but boy, am I not interested in it. Story and art, Rob Liefeld. So you get co-president, editor-in-chief, publisher, script, lettering, editor, editorial team, and covers and variant covers. Who the fuck did the coloring? No credit given. I gotta guarantee you that whoever colored this, because I like it. I think the coloring in this is great. You know, I'm kind of picky about modern day coloring. I mean, I just got done shouting out how much I would rather see a lot of black and white artwork. But if it's modern coloring, I'm kind of picky about what I think works and what looks best. And I got to say, whoever this guy is, I kind of like it. But fuck him. He doesn't get any credit. I mean, it says story and art. So there are some chuds out there that are probably like, Liefeld did it all. No, he didn't. Liefeld cannot color. He does not do that. That's not even me digging on him or shitting on him. That's just a fact. It's just the truth. They just bothered to not credit the colorist. Now there is, down here at the signature, there's a little signature under Liefeld's name that I can't, well, I was going to say I can't make it out, but it looks like it says B-E-E, maybe B-L-E-E, and that reminds me of a name, Federico Blee? Is that a name? I think that's a name. I know that looks like something. So good luck for the colorist. Good job on the colorist for signing his own goddamn work, because they didn't bother to publish his name anywhere. Anyway, this is William Higgins, the original patriotic superhero, though you may better know him as the Shield. Forged in the fires of war, he is virtually immortal and is indestructible. Holy shit, is he cool. Just look at him. And what, is he just fucking Cable with a Robin Domino mask on? What are these things behind his back? I mean, it's... Liefeld has no imagination, guys. I know there's a lot of you that watch and kind of follow along and agree with me. There's some of you that are kind of middle of the road. Some of you love him. I'm like, how many times can a man draw the same fucking thing before you even just dare to be able to suggest the possibility that maybe Liefeld doesn't know what the fuck he's doing? Somebody has to be willing to admit that's a fan of him. I know a lot of people, I've had a lot of people kind of mention to me, they're like, I still like Liefeld's work, even though I see all his faults. And I that's respectable. I get it. I've had people say that I like Liefeld's work, but Rob, I love it when you tear it up. I'm like, oh, well, that's respectable because you're giving me some props. So thanks. Anyway, The Shield. He's just a guy with the mask and a beard and weird fucking like cups of beer or something like that. Are these beer steins or some shit? Weird metal clasps around his wrists. And he's just standing there. He's the Shield. All right. So are we going to get some information on this guy? Because again, I understand this character has existed. In theory, you should be able to know who he is. But also, every comic is someone's first, so maybe a good idea would be to give us some backstory. All right, let's get into the backstory. Wait, what? What the fuck? God, again, you want Liefeld by the numbers, beat by beat bullshit. Splash page of Tough Guy where it talks about how he's the coolest, most baddest motherfucker ever. And then just a spread shot of a bunch of guys. I was like, is this the Avengers? You got misshapen, ugly body, female Wasp, and probably Deadpool, and probably Namor, and probably the guy from Watchmen, and some other stupid guy is maybe a speedy guy. There's Black Panther, and then there's Kid Captain America. I don't know. I'm sure, again, these are all characters that exist. I mean, it says Fly Girl. Okay, sure. This is Captain Commando. He's a cutting-edge cyborg, is he? He's got a head and maybe an upper body, but absolutely no arms anywhere. They're perfectly behind everything else. You can't see them. Got it. Jaguar, Black Hood, Comet, Fox, and Lancelot Strong. I am not making fun of these characters. If they are characters that exist previously, I am making fun of the Rob Liefeld version of them. These look stupid. Where are they at? Like, I guess he decided that he wanted just to end the drawing at their knees. So he's like, I'm going to put, like, I don't know, a disco ball table, something on the floor. He forgot how to draw a female figure. He's going to put them up against a cybernetic concrete wall of some type. They got to have a shelf, I guess, on the background, or else the Black Panther is just sitting on the shoulders of these two assholes, and he's really small. God, you know, there's a place later on in this book where I was going to do a tracing, but you know what? We're going to start right here. Rob likes to do tracings. Rob is me. Me, Rob, not Liefeld, Rob. I even busted out all my other tracings when I was going through my stuff trying to find my tracing pad paper. Remember this one? Remember this? Remember this? Remember this? Remember that one? Riptide and Die Hard? Remember that one? That was Chapel. Remember that? That was Franken Domino. And then this one, I think, was Marat. I think, but that was some girl in some book. You know what? I should keep all these tracings and then offer them up when I do a crowdfunder and just see if anybody wants to buy all Rob Norton's stupid tracings. Probably nobody would. But I just have to bust this out. Let me get one of these pages. Here, this one. There's a lot of space on this next to Franken Domino. Let's just all marvel at the anatomical accuracy of this female figure. We'll put the weird bug Spider-Man helmet on there, sure. Remember, this is just a quick tracing, so it's going to be a little wobbly and weird. All right. Now remember, when I do these, I try to just basically eliminate costume designs and get it down to the basic figure, the human body underneath all of this, so we could just see how weird the anatomy looks. Uh-huh, yeah. And then like that, and like that. And then she's got some abs because she's a tough girl. I mean, I guess it's not the worst thing out there. It does get worse. Let's keep going. Let's see what other kind of treasures we can find. So yeah, whoever the hell these guys are, I do have to say, like on the close-up of this guy Jaguar, I kind of appreciate the fact that for some reason I can't begin to fathom, unless the colorist removed it, that Liefeld did not render the hell out of that guy's face. It's just a very clean line, simple drawing. His eyes are crooked. Like the eye on this side is way higher than the one on the other side. And they're just completely off center too. But the fact that he didn't over render the hell out of it on any of them, I mean, like, it kind of works. Trying to give credit where credit is due. But yeah, the team, they're all hanging out and they're like, yeah, we gotta go stop a guy? And then there's this thing. The Shield, Victoria Adams, daughter of the Revolution and leader of the Mighty Crusaders. And so there's, I guess, the guy from the front original splash page, where I'm going to 100% say that the colorist is putting some weird building backgrounds in there because, you know, someone else can't be bothered to. This is the one that I was looking at going, what in the female anatomy is going on here? This pen is kind of dying. So I'm going to bust out the old trusty non-photo. I don't use non-photo blue. I use Prismacolor Colorase blue pencil for all my kind of underdrawings, and I almost can't draw anything without it anymore. But I'm going to use this thing. But let's get the basic figure of this hot babe, this amazingly sexy hot chick, and let's see what she looks like when we kind of eliminate certain design elements. We can just look at her in the raw. Let's give it that Liefeld hair. Hell yeah. At least this girl isn't suffering from the little rat tail hairdo where it's short on the top of her head and then got that one ridiculous rat tail ponytail sticking out from everywhere else. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. All right. She got the most sharp, angular jaw, and then the thickest neck I have ever seen put on a woman outside of She-Hulk. All right. Now I'm going to guess that this girl, she's supposed to be big and strong and muscular. So, yes, that makes sense. All right. Get some collarbones in there, right? If I was good at this, I would do like my buddy Blood Force Mitch did on his video that I just saw today, where he did a tracing, but he had the good sense to speed it up so you didn't have to sit here and just watch me slowly go through this. But I'm trying to get through it quickly. But if I had to sit here and look at this, you have to sit here and look at it. All right. Look at these spindly little legs she's got. Okay. And then, of course, we got to have her hand just kind of vanish behind her leg. All right, and somewhere in here, there's some rib cage, and then some abs, and there's some girl anatomy somewhere. Oh, didn't get all of her hair. We've got to get it all. I didn't see that it come down here. All right, there we go. That is what a female looks like. I mean, that is something. All right. No one wants to see Rob Norton trace things. So, yeah, they got to go kill somebody. He was displaced from our timeline. He's basically tripping through history, which brings us to other matters. Joe Higgins, at this point, a simple vote of yay or nay will do. And then we cut to the guy. I'm like, okay, this guy, he's the guy on the cover. So I don't know who that is. He's the Shield, but I thought this was the Shield. So I thought this was the Shield. I thought she is She-Shield, and there is Junior Shield. I am lost. This man is sitting here, looks like he's taking a shit. He's sitting on the toilet taking a shite. Which one of you has forgot to flush the toilet when you took a shite? He's like, not me. Perfectly square, blocky, concrete-made lounge chair. And of course, Liefeld, he's putting in background. So he put a big flat screen TV and a lampshade. And he's just watching TV, sitting on his giant concrete chair, taking a shite. And then I guess this is the best we can expect for backgrounds. There's the back of his chair, which now has grown to the size of a couch. This TV is now mounted up on the fucking wall. It's not sitting on, the goddamn TV stand low in front of him. If both of these panels were to track, where the TV is mounted on the TV stand, he's watching it from his concrete chair, the fucking TV would be down low and the top of it would be like right at the top of his head. Why not just do that? It's what it's supposed to be like. And then I don't know why there's a little rectangular shape here. And then I guess that's supposed to be a door. And a guy kicks the door in. And then the guy, the hero, looks the other direction. There's a lamp next to him. I mean, I know there was a lamp, but was it right next to him there? I guess. And then I guess a guy jumps through a window. This is Mr. Liefeld, 40-year career, multimillionaire artist, drawing a guy jumping through a window. It looks like he's kind of a dead body, missing a leg, just falling through it. They're like, hey, by order of the burning hand, surrender the armor. And so now the shield. I don't know anything about this guy, but he's pissed off. He's like, well, since you asked so nicely, yeah, the answer is no. Punches the guy, and of course the bad guy. What does he have? Perfectly round, marble-shaped, shiny head. Perfectly round. I swear to God, if I got out a circle template, which I have, fuck you, look at that. Sorry, I'm trying to do this and line it up. It's like a perfect circle. Are you kidding me? But anyway, Macho Man the Shield, he's like, the burning hand. Why does that name sound so familiar? It's the time the lights went out in Georgia. Listen, fellas. And then it goes ting, 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 ting. Maybe you haven't heard. Yeah. Getting ready to punch out guys, punching him in the face. A bunch of more of them just come jumping in, I guess, through more windows. Ting, ting, ting. Bullets hitting him. Right, I guess. Maybe you haven't heard. But the armor is indestructible. Yeah. And he starts beating the shit out of guys. I mean, it looks like he's just having a rave dance or something like that. He's like, and so am I. I got pukesters to the left of me and pukesters to the right of me. But they're at a rave dance and someone's passing around ecstasy or something. And so the Shield tries to kiss this fucker. Look at him. It says Karask, but maybe it should be kiss. And the kiss just exploded the guy's mask. No backgrounds, because why would we have that? And since he got his kiss rejected, so the Shield just tosses the guy away, punches another dude that has a perfectly round dome. So yeah, who is he? Why do we care? Why is he the Shield? Why is he just fighting and rave dancing with all these guys? Oh shit. The armor is a gift from my father, rest his soul. Yeah. During the war, he went through a process that made him virtually invulnerable. Scientists wanted an army of him, and this armor was the best that they could come up with. Yeah. The bad guys don't need to know that. In terms of a double-page spread for Mr. Rob Liefeld, this is about as good as he can do. I mean, it's eye-catching. It's big, it's wide, it's spread across the page, it's moving you through it, there's movement. That's something that he can do when he kind of puts his kind of mind towards it, is he can have pages that have lots of movement. I'm kind of curious if he did the black background and then sprayed white paint on the original artboard and then the colorist, made it red, or if that's the colors just adding it. I wouldn't be surprised if Liefeld did that. So that's not horrible. It's fine. All right, he's punching out pukesters. Look, more perfectly round helmets. Punches that guy, punches that guy, punches. They go to a window after all the shattered windows, because we've seen multiple windows get shattered in this place. First guy shattered windows there. These guys shattered windows there, but there's still one together. So now they go out of it. They bust out the window. God, why not take the opportunity to draw like a silhouette of somebody inside this window? Have a guy railing his girlfriend from behind or something, or have a guy stabbing someone to death. Just do something. They fall all the way to the ground. The colorist takes all the opportunity to throw some color and interest in there because Liefeld ain't going to put color or ain't going to put backgrounds anywhere. So now the shield is standing over the guy, probably going to take a piss on him. And what are we going to get? Oh, all right, more ting, ting, ting. All right, I'm like, what the hell? What is going on? Oh, there's a helicopter. There's a airborne gunship in the sky. You think Liefeld can draw that? Do you think he's going to put forth any effort at all? No. Little tiny little silhouette with a couple of headlights on. And then I guess this is the shot of him jumping up to grab onto it. And I guess that's supposed to be a helicopter. I mean, that looks like the head of a submarine with a toothpick and a bubble growing out of the top of it. I don't know. But, I mean, you don't have to be like a mechanical genius to understand that machine guns mounted on helicopters, for example, they are massive. And those bullets carry all kinds of kinetic energy and power. Now, yes, the guy's wearing impenetrable armor. I mean, it looks like skin-tight spandex, but they're telling us it's impenetrable armor. We'll just go with it. But there is no power or energy or weight or drama or anything in these teeny tiny little blips. And this should be everywhere. I mean, these things unload hundreds of rounds a second. Especially it's like the Gatling guns, like the cannons on jets, which that's not what this is, but they fire, 1,000 rounds a minute or something like that. Like, there should be just destruction everywhere. But it's the weakest, softest little bullet. And there's only 3. These things are firing hundreds of rounds. There should be like rubble and debris flying everywhere. And if you have rubble and debris flying everywhere, then that kind of helps obscure the backgrounds that you can't see. So put some dust and debris and chunks of concrete. Like you actually have every opportunity in the world to hide your backgrounds because of the destruction of the helicopter, whatever. He jumps up on it, more perfectly round marble-shaped heads because we're supposed to be scared of faceless bad guys we don't give a shit about. It's usually ninjas or robots, or it's just guys in bubble domes. So the shield, I guess I don't know what I'm looking at. He's supposed to be on the outside of the helicopter. I don't know what is in his hand over here. I don't get it. I 100% know that Liefeld doesn't know. See how there's also 2 guys here, in theory, 2 bubbles? Where's the other guy? Not there. And so the shield, I guess he rips out some wires from something. And so now the helicopter is plummeting down. He jumps off. The helicopter explodes. There is so much opportunity to draw all kinds of neat stuff. And he just wants to draw the guy flexing and screaming and punching. Over and over and over. Look at his modern Youngblood. Look at his snake eyes. Look at everything in Captain America. Look at everything he does. It's flexing guy punching faceless bad guys and skipping every opportunity to do anything else kind of cool or kind of visually interesting, to show your talent and your skill and to take an opportunity to be daring. Nope, we're going to take the safe route every time and his fans are going to slurp it up. Now we get a shot of the guy just standing there looking awesome. That's not a bad shot for a Rob Liefeld type thing. Intense look on the face. What is selling it for me is the colorist. I love the coloring on this. And if I could get my stuff colored because I could afford it, I like kind of like the chunky, hard edges of the coloring. Like those sharp angles, if you could see what I'm talking about. For some reason, I like that. Now, it depends on what the art is and what the story is. That coloring wouldn't work on anything, anywhere, everywhere. But here, the pose is boring, but the intensity on the face, the Tom Cruise haircut, the one haircut that Liefeld knows how to do, that he puts on everybody, it's kind of boring, but it's kind of interesting. And again, the coloring, the background stuff. All right. He's like, yeah, don't want to leave this litter around. So I guess he picks up a couple of rifles from the men he just slaughtered. He's like, maybe I am a Boy Scout. And then he just says to himself out loud, how do people just disappear like that? And somebody from off panel says, simple, I erased them from this reality. a reality I need you to help me save. So he turns and he looks. I'm like, all right, well, erase them from reality. We're doing time jumping stuff, which Liefeld loves. He loves his time jumping heroes. So who is this going to be? Oh, we don't get to find out. We get to see the second-rate Avengers again. Look at these misshapen, saggy fried egg on a nail tits. Like these little tiny budding bosoms. This is so silly. Just I'm like, in fact, at first I was like, did they just take the face shots from the lineup over here and just cut them out and paste them up bigger? And no, that's one. Two, where the fuck is Comet? Where's the hood? You got Girl Wasp and Namor and Black Panther and Kid Shield and Robo Deadpool, and then Girl that we saw her. Okay. But yeah, they're getting on the fun too. They're like, it's a yay or nay. So they're like, yeah. I guess we're all saying yeah. Yeah to what? Did you get all of that, Dusty? This is Dusty Simmons, former boy detective, current Crusaders liaison. She's like, listen carefully. I gathered you all here from different Earths to calm a temporal event that could ripple through the cosmos. I'm proud we're standing together. I just deeply regret that in order to save our worlds, Joe Higgins must die. The end, question mark. Look at this giant fucking girl and this little twerpy twat shot of a man. Again, I will grant that she's supposed to be a big girl. But the man could be anywhere. He could be anywhere from 5 foot to 6 foot. But let's just assume your standard kind of superheroic 6 foot tall man. That girl is 8 feet tall. Now maybe he's 5 foot, so now she's only 7 feet tall. Okay, sure. It looks so ridiculous. Look at the shape of his suit. Like, and the way his left arm and his shoulder connected to his body, there's almost like fucking right angles everywhere. Does not give a shit. And the end. That's it. Okay, well, what did you get? You got the shield. He punched a bunch of bad guys, and then third-rate Avengers team said, we got to go kill him. And then you get some variant covers. There's some really cool-looking things that they come up with in here. These are kind of fun-looking. And then a bunch of Archie stuff. Again, respect to the characters and their legacy. I don't care about them, though. Nothing I'm interested in. But good God. I mean, again, if you were just to write down what is going to be in a book, single tough guy shot, which again, why do we care about this guy? And then group of guys standing there, and then shot of guy sitting there, got shot of guy taking a shite, and then bad guys attack, and then they punch, kiss, super punch, super kiss, smash guy on the ground, fight helicopter, stand there and flex. Mysterious person says mysterious thing. Second-rate Avengers show up, and they all say yes, and then they're like, we got to go kill a guy, the end. And if I remember correctly, if I read correctly, there is no sequel to this. It's a one-shot. So it's all fakery. It's all set up with zero payoff. Maybe in theory, somebody was supposed to pick up the story elements from this and go on. But if I know correctly, then no, there is no follow-up to this. But correct me if I'm wrong. Hit me up in the comments and let me know. But my God, like, in terms of art and coloring, this is as good as Liefeld can do. And on occasion, he kind of does okay. But if you've read one of his books, you've read them all. In the last 3 decades, you've just read everything. His first 10 years was the only thing interesting. His starting out on Hawk and Dove, his New Mutants, his X-Force, and then the initial run on Youngblood, and then that's it. It's done. It's all been downhill. It's ridiculous. But again, I'm only talking about the art. I'm only talking about the creativity on display for us to talk about. I'm not talking about the man, the human being, not discussing him. I'm just talking about the man's work, which we are all allowed to do. And this is laughably bad. It's just ridiculous. It's like a pack of cookies. Yeah, it's sweet and it's kind of tasty and it's kind of fun, but eventually you want to put it away and have something like more sustaining, like a good steak dinner. This is just a giant pack of cookies. Eventually, if you eat enough of it, you start fucking puking. That's all I've got for this one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.